Okay. Hello, chat. Hello. Hey,
Hello.
hey. Say hi, Rima.
Hello. Hello,
Um,
everybody.
yep. Been a wild day, huh? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, everything. There's like new things coming out every day on this drama. Like right now, there's like reports of that fucking of Nijisanji saying that, literally telling their investors there is no drama in Basing Say, like stuff like that. Their financial, basically telling
Yeah.
investors that that there's it's not gonna affect them long term. Which, to be honest,
Yeah.
kind of doesn't. To be honest, if I don't need to be
It,
honest.
it, it there's been a 10% drop, which is it could be just a normal like market curve because it goes up and down all the time. Hololive also went down. But like the perception is everything in stock market. So if people start getting scared and being like, oh my god, there's a lot of drama, and everybody starts selling, then there might be an issue in the long term. So they're like trying to, no, guys, don't leave, just
I mean,
keep
that's
giving us the money.
I mean, that's what they did, right? I feel like that's what they ultimately tried to do during the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they did with that whole notice thing. And Rima, have you seen that whole thing where they tried to actually hire people in Canada now?
Yes,
Yeah,
people
it's
are
actually.
speculating that like they fired someone's manager. I
Yeah.
heard that it wasn't true. I don't
Well,
know.
that or they never had a manager based
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Canada
that
to
too,
begin with.
that too.
It feels like it's a funny rat. They never had a manager there to begin with, so they just started hiring to like change things up. They literally tried to fix things just as everything is exploding. It's like,
Yeah.
brother, you could have done that for like since like last year. Hold on, I'm gonna put up a BG.
Yeah,
Sell,
like
sell, sell.
shit. Maybe we should have a manager like in the same country as our livers. That could be a good idea.
I mean, as far as I remember, Salen isn't the only one that was based in Canada, right? I think that's a lot of them.
No.
Yeah. So that could have been a good idea, fucking someone that could actually check up on the talents.
Yeah,
Duh.
definitely.
So
That's not just oversee.
yeah, and we're going to be talking about that later, chat. So um we're going to course correct real quick. I already Rima and I already talked about this. I felt like whatever discussion, whatever topics, subtopics, and like subjects we're going to talk about, it's all gonna like somehow loop back to the Salan situation because this is to date the biggest thing that happened in the GEN ever. It's bigger than the Zion drama. It's bigger than
Mm-hmm.
the Vox drama. It's bigger than anything, which is why it's so volatile. It's so weird. Everybody's glued to their screens, doom scrolling on what is happening. So yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Every time I turn on Twitter, there's new revelations coming out, there's new narratives coming out. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy couple of days. It's
Mm.
been 2 days only. It feels like a week already.
Yeah, and like every day, there's like new content creators bashing Nijisanji now. I mean, fucking right
There's
now.
so many videos covering the Salenting. It's
Hey,
insane.
it's not just like, yeah, like fucking normal people, like people that are random one view channels who had no interest or videos about VTubing, making videos about this, covering it, and getting
Yep.
relatively good numbers, bro. It's like shit.
Yep.
A lot of us we're like farming Nijisanji drama like a coin block in Mario, right? Like, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I got like 200k views on my most recent video, and
Yeah, congrats.
Rima's Nijisanji video got over 200k views relatively quickly because of this. It's just that insane. The situation is just crazy. So yeah,
People
Rima.
keep spamming, where's the part two? Where's the part two? I'm like, I'm working on it.
Yeah, like we are eating good today, bro. Not today, like this year in general. This year we are eating good, and Rima and I already talked about this too, but it feels bad. It kind of feels bad that we're enjoying this somewhat. Like we're like having fun
Yeah.
a little bit. It's like, holy shit. I don't know what's gotten over us. Are we bad people for laughing at this shit? I feel like in a way maybe it's like a coping mechanism for like trying to cope with all the bad things because we don't, as much as this is funny, we ultimately don't want anything like this to happen, right? We kind of
Yeah.
don't.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as we're giving supports to the right places, but like, come on, the memes that are coming out of this are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, you can't not laugh about it.
Absolute fucking banger memes, bro. The whole Kurosanji memes, the fucking Sink the Yak meme, the Freebird song playing in the background while Nijisanji's burning. It's funny. It's funny.
I just can't wait for the parrot video. That shit's gonna be hilarious. You
Bro,
can already tell.
True. And that guy's fucking overworked that shit. Have you seen his tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was streaming yesterday. I was like, what are you doing streaming? Back to the desk. Go back to typing.
Go back to the kitchen, parrot. Cook!
Yeah.
Cook, parrot. God fucking damn it. Stop streaming. Stop having fun. Yeah, people
Yeah.
like you, people like us, relaxing. Nah, man, we were supposed to be in the kitchen 24/7, cooking, especially when it comes to shit like this. Yeah.
I was legit in Mexico on the beach. It's my last day of vacation. I wake up, turn on my phone, and there's all these people messaging me the Selene announcement. I like read this half asleep, and I'm just like, oh my god. Before even seeing anyone's reaction, I was like, this is not gonna go down well. And totally soured my last day of vacation because I spent like 4 hours
Doom scrolling.
looking at reactions online. Yeah.
Yeah, people, everybody's doom scrolling right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
But okay, okay, course correct. Jesus, we got
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
in the
yeah.
sauce
This-
already.
it's
God.
serious.
Okay,
Serious time.
so again, hi everybody. Today we have a little something with Rima Evenstar again. Last time we were talking about drama tubers, news tubers, and commentary VTubers and all that jazz. And right now, we're talking about graduations and terminations. Originally, Rima and I actually came up with this topic to talk about Pomu and Kyo leaving Nijisanji and like the circumstances around Mel's termination. But then fucking Salan Tatsuki out here with nowhere, out with the steel chair, baby, coming in to jump scare people out like that, bro. Holy shit. So
Jesus
it's like,
Christ.
yeah, so our timing for this collab couldn't have been any more impeccable. Because again, this is the biggest termination right next to Russia. Because there's like a lot of things happening in Nijisanji right now.
It's gone so viral. It's left the VTubing scene, and it's bigger than that now. I mean,
Yeah?
even Charlie reacted to it.
Yeah, I would like to say fuck you to Nature, whoever the fuck that fucking channel is, clickbaiting me using my thumbnail, thinking Charlie reacted to my fucking video. Holy
Really?
shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. I got so sad on stream yesterday. I had to calm down.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Again, right now we're all eating. A lot of people outside, not outside, but like VTubers, like, you know, commentary, drama tubers, news tubers, all of us, we're all eating good. Again, seeing Nijisanji as this fucking infinite money glitch that we just tap into, poking it with a stick so it can cough up some views that we can capitalize on. And I feel like that's not our fault. That's not our fault, I think. Again, there were a lot of discussions last week about Kyo and Falls being responsible for the downfall of Nijisanji's reputation. But if a lot of you guys were there in our last collab, Rima and I heavily disagreed with that sentiment. We thought that opinion either doesn't take into consideration a lot of facts, precedents, and cases and leaks that has happened over the past year, because Niji En did that to themselves. Niji En, proceed,
if they didn't do anything, then these guys wouldn't have anything to report on. So obviously, if there's smoke, then there's fire somewhere.
Yeah, true.
And there was a lot of fire.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, there's a reason why False, Kyo, and I, and maybe even Rima, and like a lot of other commentary drama tubers, although we barely cover like like Hololive stuff, because fucking nothing happens in Hololive, and even if something happens in Hololive, it's not that volatile. Like, for example, the most recent drama that happened in Hololive was 3 things: the Mel termination, and the Armis termination, not the Armis termination, but the Armis drama where Ruse, Crimson Ruse, I know it's called Ruse, but I prefer to call it Ruse. Crimson Ruse said something along the lines of not sexualizing like cartoons because they don't have their consent or whatever. And then Mel's termination because it was like literally a Gen 1 character. But then even those drama, they aren't as volatile or like interesting or like a dumpster fire as the same in Nijisanji. Because like for example, the Ruse drama, it's like, oh okay, who gives a fuck? It's like everybody's entitled to their opinion, and at least fucking Ruse wasn't like grandstanding, you know? Like we can respect that, even though you may disagree with that opinion, we can still respect it. It's not too bad of a take. It is kind of cold, but it's not too bad of a take. And then the Mel termination was just genuinely sad. It's just
Yep.
it's just Mel accidentally pulling an oopsie, and that Cover Corp's hands were legally tied. They couldn't do anything, and like it's like, you know, they have to enforce their rules. They can't just let her go because of it. And then we compare that to what's happening in Nijisanji. It's like, fuck, man, Niji En ruined their own reputations. Yeah. People like us, like drama, news, commentary people, we're just shedding light on it. Spoke what everybody else was speaking. Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Oh?
I don't know what's up with their PR team, but when you think about it, they had a month to write this PR statement, and they still messed it up so bad. I mean, they created so many narratives and so many speculation from that one statement. I don't know how you can grief that so hard like they did. That's just crazy. They just make everything worse somehow.
Yeah, man. I already said this on stream too. That whoever writes the notices in Niji En is so piss poor. It has been consistently shitty. And oddly enough, the only the only announcements that have zero mistakes are their merch announcements. Merch announcements. And anything that has
to them.
Yeah, and anything that has anything related to money. But if it's anything important, like the fucking Kyo's graduation, Selen's termination, the AR live cancellation, anything that's bad, they somehow fuck it up. It's
For
like
fuck's sake.
Whoever wrote those statements, they have like a talent, and that talent is being so bad at communicating. Holy shit.
They had
bro.
one fucking job.
Yeah.
One job,
and they fucked up. Yep. It's so sad. It's actually so sad. So, yeah, again, there has never been a greater termination notice in the history of this branch. That's what's happening recently.
True.
But again, holy shit. Okay, let's pull back. Okay, let's pull back ourselves. Focus. For now, we're here to talk about what's not. Fucking hell,
Okay,
we can't even hide it, man. We can't even hide it. We're kind of enjoying this. The memes that are coming out of this, and like how the absolute disaster. We fucking know that the talents in Niji En are like scared for their fucking lives right now. They are, and it feels bad, but we can't help but laugh. We can't help but enjoy it a little bit. Fucking watching dumpster fires are always enjoyable, no matter what.
I mean, people were saying we were on the Niji hate train. We were like, we're not on the hate train. We're just stating what we're seeing with receipts, and people still didn't believe us.
Yep. I mean, hey, mostly those are just Niji sisters, but yeah, they kind of disregard anything that's happening in Nijisanji. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people also disregard a lot of the good things happening in Nijisanji. But
yeah,
I feel
that's
like
true.
But I feel like at this point, it's like the amount of bad things and the severity of the bad things kind of overwhelm the good things.
Yeah.
In the happening this year, there hasn't been really any significant events that happened this year aside from like the Vox movie, aside from some special Niji JP collabs, and like
the Vox movie was lit.
Yeah.
When was the 3D concert? Was it this in 2023?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like January 2023, if I remember correctly. Yeah, well, it was some. I don't know if it was actually January, February, but it was supposed to be this year, and it was an event that everybody in EGEN was like looking forward to. Everybody was hauling their ass for it. I mean, that's why like Vox and Mista and was it like Ike? I forgot who the last one was. That's why they like made fun of Niji for saying quote unquote COVID caused the cancellation, right? Yeah. The TSB custom was nice, but who organized that? XT chat said. Yep. The tournament was nice. Too bad the organizer is not here anymore, huh? But anyway, yeah. Again, this is the whole thing with Selen is like an important part of the conversation. but we're talking about graduations and terminations in general. So, question to you, Rima. Like, what
Mhm.
was the saddest termination for you personally, and why that one? Why did that affect you?
Um, the Mel was pretty sad. I also feel like even though I wasn't there when it happened, looking back at the Kason stuff, the Coco
Hmm.
termination, I cried a lot, even though I wasn't there live when it
Hmm.
happened. But looking
Yeah.
back, it actually made me emotional.
Yep.
And for some reason, I get a lot of comments saying that I loved Kiryu Coco, but for some reason watching Kayson's not the same. I haven't been watching her. Why do you think that is? Why do you think like
Oh, the
when
whole
they reincarnate
they're not
they
the
still
same.
lose? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's actually something that I've been trying to figure out myself because that phenomenon is true. And the way what I currently found out so far is because the why they no longer feel the same is because they're not under the same circumstances in the same environment anymore. Okay, let's take for example
I also
Kason.
came to a similar conclusion. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So let's take for example Coco. So a lot of people have the opinion that she was better as Kiryu Coco rather than Kason. And
Mm-hmm.
while I disagree with that, I
Same.
actually don't I actually understand why a lot of people say that because even though Kason herself right now has her own unique charms, Coco when she was still in Hololive also had their own
Mm-hmm.
unique charms. So aside from the fact that people are looking at 2020 or like mid early 2020 with rose tinted glasses,
Mm-hmm.
um Coco was a special case in Hololive. She was this rebellious person that like this rebellious what's it called like trailblazer in the industry where
Mm-hmm.
where everything that she did was new, everything that she did was um like unique. She set a lot of trends. She did a lot of content that was just really engaging to a lot of people. And
Mm-hmm.
she had this penchant of like being rebellious to management. And that was a big
Mm-hmm.
appeal to Coco. The JP fans and the EN fans who may or may not understand idol culture, they appreciated that. Because Hololive back then had this air to them where you are not well, I mean you are allowed to step out of line, but it's like within reason. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes Coco did, but Coco would not would sometimes ignore that. She will just do the most insane, unidol like shit possible, and like have a good belly laugh with her fans about it.
Yeah.
That's why
And
even
she
though
pulled it off.
yeah, and she pulled it
Yeah.
off. I mean, yeah, she'd get in trouble with management. Management would like reprimand her, tell her not to do that, but it was still funny. It was still
Mm-hmm.
good. All that mattered to Coco was that she was having fun. Even though she could get in trouble, she was having fun. Everybody in her fan base was having fun. And as Kason, she doesn't have that same restriction. She doesn't have that same environment where she's not allowed to do certain things, and as such, the things
Mm,
that she does doesn't have the same appeal anymore. So I feel like
I see.
yeah, so I feel like that's kind of why a lot of VTubers don't feel the same because again,
Mm-hmm.
their circumstances, their environment, it's not the same anymore. They're not around the same people, they're not around the same cultures, they have new norms, they have new rules to follow. So even though they are the same person, they're not the same VTuber. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Also like yeah, I have this theory where I feel like when a VTuber leaves a company and they leave their persona behind, it's not that they leave necessarily the whole community, but they leave the whole world that they built, the memes, the fan names,
Ah,
like the
yeah.
stuff that's just I don't know if Coco had like some memes just about herself. I think she did,
What do you
and
mean?
as
Yes,
a
you
Coco and
did.
stuff. Yeah, of course she did. Of
I
course she
got
did.
offended for a bit
But
there.
it's
How
like
dare you?
she can't.
It's
She
okay.
can't. She can't like use the same memes anymore as Kason. So I think it's kind of like I don't know if your Discord server got nuked or when you're collabing with somebody else's audience, you're not going to be able to get the same reactions from this audience because they're not familiar with like your memes or your personality. So it might feel to them like they have to start over with a
Yeah.
new audience that doesn't know them as well.
Yeah, that's the sad part about the graduation thing and why a lot of people hate it, because
Mm-hmm.
when you get graduated, more often than not, you get fucked. Like your content gets
Mm-hmm.
fucked. Sometimes it gets taken down, sometimes it doesn't if you leave in good terms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But most of the time, a lot of the time that I've seen at least, they don't. So like literally all your hard work, your entire fan base, the mark, the digital mark that you've left in the internet is just whooshed. And that's why and
Yeah,
people hate that. And I kind of hate
it
that
is.
too.
Yeah, that's another good point because let's say Pokimane, okay, leaves OTV. She's still gonna be Pokimane at the end of the day. Like for example, there's Blackpink right now. They're saying Lisa's not gonna renew her contract. She's just gonna stay in Paris. But she's still gonna remain Lisa. She's still gonna have all of her accomplishments tied to her name. And while I'm not saying that like when a VTuber leaves an agency, they lose all of their accomplishment, they don't. But at the same time, they leave their IP behind, they leave their character behind. They're not allowed to use them. They're not even allowed to mention that they worked there or that they were that person.
Yep.
Like switching platforms is scary. I think Sellen's one of the few that managed to pull it off, actually. And I think that's why a lot of livers are scared to leave a company until they have to, until they feel like, okay, this is getting too much and I can't do this anymore, because like it's scary. It for the viewers it feels like an ending. For the creators it's feels like almost a small career suicide. And then
Yep.
but streamers on the other hand get to keep their personality. I think
Yeah,
that's the
no, that's
tough part
true.
to juggle.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing about the fucking and that's the thing let's rope back to what you said about Nijisanji earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When any talent in Nijisanji graduates, like let's say the more the newer ones, let's say fucking Cloudmark, Victoria Bright Shield, UQ Wilson, if they leave Nijisanji, you bet your fucking sweet ass very few people, very few people or almost no people are gonna follow them back to their PLs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the unfortunate thing. That's why I think you're absolutely fucking right that the only people that are gonna get something out of Nijisanji when they leave are people that go through like special circumstances, like what happened to Selen, and
Yeah.
like what happened, and even in a way what happened to fucking Madara and Mista.
Yep.
Anybody that's not influential in Nijisanji, anybody that's not like one of their top 100 or even top 50 people, they're not gonna get anything, or at least anything
Mm-hmm.
substantial. And that's the sad part, because
It
it's like
is.
because when you leave Nijisanji, for example, even though that everything you accomplished is still technically yours, in a substantial sense, like like the numbers, the fan base, heck, even
Mm-hmm.
the fucking YouTube play button, that's not gonna go
Yeah.
to you. That's gonna remain with the company. So in a way, your legacy is with the company, not with you.
Yeah.
Even though you
Yeah.
may, yeah, and that's the sad part. You can't carry a
Yeah.
lot of that over.
And it's crazy because I feel like there's no other industry that gets to do that. I feel the very first VTuber agencies kind of really found a loophole with the whole IP thing,
Yeah,
that and they
true.
took advantage of it in a way. I'm like, shit, this is crazy. But do you think like there has to be a meta that develops, or like some kind of routine that like people must get used to graduation and need to start preparing for it? I think having a PL account, like another PL VTuber account when you join a corporation as a VTuber, is a must now, because you need to have this account to fall back on if something happens to your contract. And I think we're seeing that with Selene right now. I'm just so glad that it's working for her, because that might give hope to other people who want to try to do the same.
Well, that is a lot of people actually do that. Hololive actually does that too. If you guys, if a lot of you guys are
Mm-hmm.
in the know, like some PL stuff, then you
Mm-hmm.
fucking 100% know that Hololive does not have that issue. Nijisanji, I have not seen anybody actually operate VTubing activities outside Nijisanji. So something tells me Nijisanji has a non-compete. It's not just Nijisanji too. It's like fucking every like a lot of small agencies too.
Mm.
So yeah,
Like you're not allowed to tweet from your PL
I mean
accounts.
you
What
probably
if any
are.
YouTuber graduated
Oh
to
shit.
join a corpa?
Hold on, I'm gonna turn off. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna turn off Streamlabs for a bit because it's probably gonna ruin the flow of our conversation. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you for the super chat though and the donation. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of other VTuber agencies out there that actually do not allow you to do that. Nijisanji allows tweets, but I don't think you're allowed. I've never seen, at least, I've never seen anybody from Nijisanji in their PLs actually make content. Yeah, so that's the interesting
True.
thing.
And that would make sense with what CU like that voice actor that said
shit,
that he
yeah.
auditioned for you probably heard about it.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
did by that point.
Mm.
But like yeah, he said he couldn't, for those who don't know, he auditioned for Nijisanji and they told him that he needed to give up voice acting if he joined them, and that was just non-negotiable for him, so obviously he said no.
Yeah, I feel like that's all the indications that you need. That Nijisanji probably has an exclusivity clause and a non-compete,
Yeah.
which are
That's
literally
crazy.
two things that everybody in this industry looks down on. Fucking Hololive doesn't have like a fucking exclusivity clause. And they're
Yeah.
like, this is why, like, holy shit, man. It's like it's like Niji En and like a lot of other big VTubers out there that are really focused on the money. They really, it feels like they're kind of, they should have been there. They were already in the industry for a long time, but I have no idea how they can be so out of touch. How their rules and shit don't get like updated. They really want people to get locked in. They really want that fucking money out of everything.
Yeah, I feel like they do these really strict, overcomplicated contract. So when they want to get rid of you, they have this whole list of things they can criticize you on, like they did with Selene.
Yep. And he
or Sayu.
Yep, I feel like that's the ultimately the bad thing. It's because there's been a sentiment growing around in like not just in big VTuber agencies and big indie VTubers, but also like small corpo and small indies in general, the general community. There's this industry, this sentiment coming around where they say that the company or the agency, everybody in the company or agency is your friend until they aren't. So
exactly.
So to me, it kind of feels like if you do join an agency, it's really difficult for anybody to put your heart and soul into that agency, because one mistake, they can fucking take it all away.
Yep.
And you're literally left with fucking nothing. Again, good luck having a Selene situation. Maybe if you do join like somewhere like Nijisanji, the best thing you can do is try to somehow manipulate everybody into thinking you're the victim and get all this fucking support like Selene did. I'm not saying that Selene is the victim, is manipulating anybody or anything, but I feel like if you're the average VTuber that wants to make it out of Nijisanji, like a thief, like a bandit, make out like bandits, you need to convince people that you're a victim and then literally do the same thing, replicate the same result that Selene did, or any other special circumstances. Because aside from that, if you're just graduating, like literally like the fucking 10 people that graduates in Nijisanji every month, you're not getting anything. The fan base is not gonna follow over. And that's the sad part.
Also, I think while you're with the corpo agency, the smart thing to do would be to collab with like as many indies as you can. And I'm not sure if you need to get permission or that or not. Maybe you can answer that. And then once like you kind of you signal boost them, but then when you graduate, those people can kind of signal boost you back. Like you need to build a community outside of your corporation, in like people you trust, people you enjoy collaborating with, that can help you out once you come out. Like Filian said that she was gonna collab with Doki Bird once she debuts. Like, of course, this went viral, so a lot of people want to help her out. But I hope this is a trend we can see with also situations that are non-viral, and maybe that doesn't have to get that far for people to pay attention to these VTubers that are reincarnating.
Yep. Also, holy shit. Speaking of Filian collabing with Doki Bird, there's this trend in Nijisanji that a lot of people are speculating, and not just speculating, I actually think this is genuinely true now. With people, Niji En blocking collabs with people that they deem Um, let's say anybody, for
Oh,
example, anybody that collabs with Salen or Doki Bird, and they blacklist that from the company.
really? Oh, like maybe like Kason. She did say she was blacklisted from Niji.
Yeah, but that's just because of the Chinese stuff. Yeah, like
Oh,
anybody.
true, true, true.
Yeah, like anybody. Like for example, Avel, Avelstan, RPR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they like shit talk Nijisanji. Cottontail shit talk Nijisanji. Snuffy shit talk Nijisanji. Milky shit talk Nijisanji. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people shit talk Nijisanji. Every single one of those people banned from collabing with Nijisanji ever again. Actually. And I feel like
Damn.
I feel like unless Nijisanji decides to not ruin their reputation any further and like only enforce the rats and the allegations, because so far I feel like every single rat that people have been coming up with Nijisanji have been coming true. Like
Yeah.
even the most autistic rats, right? Even the most schizophrenic rats. So I feel like everything is. I feel like anything that we say, not necessarily anything that we say, but the more reasonable things that we can speculate on can actually turn out to be true. Because Nijisanji has proven themselves that they're petty enough to be doing stuff like this. Not
I
just.
feel like they shouldn't. It's like a loss-loss situation. It's even less money in their pocket to block these collabs.
Well, I mean, they're brand risks now. Anybody that collabs with fucking um Doki Bird, brand risk now. This is that one person who dared to fucking collab with an excommunicado. Anybody who associates with the excommunicado gets shot in the face by Riku's yacht living assassins and stuff.
This is so dystopian.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I feel again, that's just a rat, but it's a rat that I fully buy. I believe in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It could very well be true.
Yeah. I mean, it's just fucking weird. And that's the sad thing about terminations too, because I feel like most agencies kind of operate the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about Hololive if they operate the same. I mean, yeah, maybe actually, you know what?
Wait, you remember that tournament where Rusia was like DQ'd and we didn't know
Oh,
why, and people were saying it was because Hololive was participating in that tournament
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
That's
maybe.
like that's one indicate. That's like
Mhm.
one indication or like one factor, one like evidence. Well, it's not really necessarily
Mhm.
evidence, but it's something that alludes to it. You know, an
Yeah.
enforcement. There's also the thing where literally I don't know if any Hololive member wants to collab with Kason, but I've only seen one Hololive member collab with Kason, and that was fucking
I
Hachama back in 2021.
I think they're definitely friends behind the scenes. I just don't know if they can officially collab together. That's why I'm also wondering if other agencies enforce that rule.
Yeah, but yeah, it kind of feels like that though, like
Oh
especially if
yeah, they
those
do on their
talents.
PLs. Yeah, because
Yeah, they
I
do in the
was
else.
studying Mel and Rika did a collab with Kason
Yeah.
recently.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, you know what? I don't care. Let's fucking go, Rima. Yeah, let's say that. Yeah, Kason is very like close with those people in their PLs. Fucking, she did. I think that was last year a collab with Choco, like Choco's
Mm.
alter, fucking whatever. Hey, it's fine,
Oh,
chat.
sorry. Did I say too much? I mean, I feel like we want to send people to these accounts since they're terminated. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I
It's
think it's
not like doxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's good. Haha.
We're gonna talk about that anyway.
Hehe, chat. Yeah, okay, yeah. Speaking of graduations and terminations, this discussion, like the fact that because of the recent graduations, especially with Russia, especially with Kason, especially with the others that followed 2023, the talk about PLs and reincarnations and like roommate discussions have been starting to fucking open up.
Mhm.
Like for some reason, nobody gets angry about that anymore. Maybe some people do, but normally, like, it's not really that enforced of a rule anymore. Nobody gets mad about that. So, do you think that's a good thing, Rima? What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's like this general rule that when the creator wants to have their fan base follow them to another account, it's okay to signal boost that PL account or that alt account when it benefits them to do so. Then, like, the most obvious example is when a corpo VTuber goes to work for another agency or reincarnates. Obviously, they have no more use of the terminated account, so we should signal boost their account and have their audience follow them. They would probably want that themselves because there's only benefits to that. But when it's bad is when the creator wants to keep their privacy, and usually there's like multiple accounts, right? There's like the one account where they keep for just their friends, their close friends and family, and then they have like this other VTuber account that's the non-official one. And I think it's obviously we don't want to uncover the one with the
private
that's
stuff.
for the private
friends,
stuff. Yeah, the friend stuff is a no-go. That's like closer to doxing, but the other VTuber account is fine. And I feel a lot of girls in the past, maybe they had this account that wasn't very secure, that had some of their IRL friends in there, or like Mel, for example, she used to show her face a lot on her social medias in the past, and then she got stalked, and then she tightened up security on everything. So they need to be careful about that. And at first, when they're not too big, they're like, oh, okay, it doesn't matter, so they're a bit more careless. But once they get big, then they start to see the consequences of this. So it's good to have, like, I think, a bunch of accounts between your super private ones and your official one.
So
a few layers of walls of security.
So have you seen the progression of the sentiments going from like absolutely forbidden to okay on certain cases? Like when
I first started, I was really scared because I thought people would witch hunt me if I talked about PL accounts. We would do mental gymnastics to like talk about it, allude it, but then censor it, but then show some things, and people were like, well, you're not being consistent. But I was like, it's kind of like it's an instinct stuff, because some creators like Callie don't care to show who their PL accounts are, and then some others do. So it really depends on the creator themselves what they said about it.
It kind the thing there is that it kind of feels like whenever, especially in our niche, right, when we do our research and do cover stuff that we want to give like the full context to, that way we don't like mistranslate or like give off the wrong information with the lacking context. I feel like sometimes we can't help but tap into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially with videos like yours and mine. Sometimes you can't avoid that. Yeah.
I feel like the face reveal stuff is going too far, though. Yeah.
You think so?
I think
me personally, I don't care. But what do you think about that? Like the whole.
I mean, it depends. Like, there's some livers that have Instagram accounts that's as their PL, and they don't mind showing their face there. Like, I'm not gonna name them in case people don't know about them. But then other people going to dig in people's past and then like showing the face and stuff of livers that don't necessarily want that is like going a bit too far.
Yep. How about VTubers that are actually just showing their faces now?
Oh, that's totally fine. I mean, I think a lot more people will do that, and Kuro did that recently too, by the way. This is very on topic.
He looks
I think
super
you
Filipino.
have to, because there's too many things that you can't do as a live 2D model, and it's kind of annoying how restraining it is.
It is very limiting. Yeah. If you want me to be honest, Rima, I've actually been for a long time now, since like 2022, like August, July 2022. I've actually long considered like, okay, you know what, the fucking drunk rabbit avatar is funny and all, but I feel like I want to make some reaction content, or not just reaction.
You don't even have arms.
Yeah, like I feel like I kind of wanna be like a live, not necessarily a live streamer, but like someone like Coefficient, right? When someone just shows his face and talks about VTuber shit. I feel like, but for some reason, everybody was like telling me not to do that. It's like, wait, why? I'm just a normal YouTuber. I don't really give a shit. Until now, a lot of my fan base and a lot of my members have been discouraging me from doing it. And when I brought it up to my friends, they were also like, don't do it. And I'm like, why? So it's like, okay, oh sheesh, okay, I'm not gonna do it. Fuck me, man, I guess. So it's kind of weird. So
People like seeing the anime avatar. It's never the same when they do get face reveal. Like Kason did mention that people preferred her as the anime, but I think she also just doesn't give a damn. The thing is, if you don't do gaming collabs, not game collabs, but game. If you're not just a gamer, and I'm like gaming less and less, and I want to do maybe IRL streams and stuff, well, you can't do that with an avatar, really.
yeah, the thing about Kason though is because when she said that most people preferred her faceless, not faceless, no, zero face or anything. Faceless, I mean like using her anime avatar instead of her real face. I feel like that comes from a Japanese sentiment. I have nothing to I
Oh.
have nothing to prove this. To back this up, by the way, it's just instinct. It's just
I
how.
mean, I think we're liking the face streams more and more recently with the
Yeah, no,
with the images that have been circulating. I'm enjoying the face reveals case on streams. They've been pretty good.
Hey man, after the whole after the whole Yakuza thing, hey, I have to say,
Yeah.
it feels like
God damn.
it feels like that face has been intertwined, like intricately, like it's embedded anymore. It feels like that has become much more iconic than her live 2D right now. Yeah, that's what I feel
Yeah.
like. Yeah. Like her like badass cool Onesan fucking Yakuza samurai live 2D model. That's no
Yeah.
longer her. Her is just this nerd with like glasses. This
She's gorgeous. So.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. But how about this team, Rima? So when someone gets graduated, or someone gets terminated, it has a lot of, let's say, like a butterfly effect, right? Like it's a domino effect, a butterfly effect, whatever. It's a kind of the same thing in a way, where it affects everybody, not just like the fan base, but also the agency itself and the members. I think the a great example of this would be V Reverie. When the two big talents from V Reverie left, everybody also kind of left. A Project F is another example. When Lorelai Locke decided to quit because of unfair contracts that was apparently unenforceable, everybody else followed. And what happened is that V Reverie is in a bad state right now, and Project F just fucking collapsed. Project F just released their fucking Gen 2. Like literally everybody that I know, Kenisu, and a lot of other VTubers were getting sponsored by them, and they just fucking collapsed within like 2 months. So it's yeah, so it's clear to us that the effects of terminations and graduations have far more like profound effects than how it seems. What do you think those kinds of effects affect people or like big agencies like V Shoujo and Nijisanji? Like let's say
it definitely affects the livers. I mean, we can see it right now with Niji.
Yeah. So, but like, okay, let's say, Shu Yamino terminated. How would that bode for everybody else? I know it feels bad, but do you think there's like any like special effects that happens in big agencies than there are in small agencies? Because obviously in small agencies, more often than not, if one big talent leaves or gets terminated or gets graduated, it kind of collapses. Like the hierarchy gets, fucked up, especially if they rely on someone that big to like lead a lot of the funds. But in Nijisanji, it feels like it doesn't feel like that. So do you think there's like a more profound effect if it happens to a big agency compared to a small agency?
Yeah, if they're in a small agency and it's like a pivotal member that's like kind of carrying the agency, then it's really gonna affect it. Like, I don't know, it's not as considered a small agency really, but let's say Rinpen Rose leaves Idol Corp. Obviously, it's gonna affect their bottom line because she's got like way more subs than everybody else. I mean, they're still gonna run, they're still gonna do great, but it would still hurt a little because she's such a big part of it and she's bringing a lot of new audience to it. And that's not to take away from them. Obviously, they're a great agency, they're doing great things, but that's just kind of number wise, that's just how it is. But in bigger agencies, like I think it affects them more in a way where like the other livers are gonna get tons of messages from concerned fans, like what's going on, blah blah blah, and it makes people sad. I think the general sentiment is that like people are very sad
Hmm.
and stuff, and they get affected by it. I think Kuro said that he was. I mean, Kuro and Kyo mentioned that when they're leaving, they feel bad for the people they're leaving behind,
Yep.
and they feel bad because it leaves a mess behind. And Kyo was saying that it was like a very bad time, and he was debating about it, but he still did it because
Hey, guys.
I mean, you gotta do what's best for you.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
gotta prioritize yourself, bro. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, when a big talent leaves, when a relatively big talent leaves a relatively big agency, it creates like a power vacuum, and
Mhm.
that kind of power vacuum, I feel like that's gonna be something that these agencies are going to fix by hiring the
Mhm.
next big thing. I feel like they're not going to die as much as like small agencies when it happens. Like fucking a lot of people are pointing it in chat. When Pikami died, not Pikami, when Pikami left Voms disappeared from the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Niji wave soon. Exactly, chat. With the recent terminations and graduations from Nijisanji right now, there's gonna be a new wave soon. And they're probably gonna fill in the slots and the same personality types that Mista left behind, that Selen left behind. Basically, I think they're going to find a Selen 2.0, a Mista 2.0, like someone with their same personality types, just so people, the Nijisanji fans that liked those personalities, can have the next best thing that they can attach to. I feel like that's what they usually do, or rather, what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike in small corpos, they kind of don't have that opportunity, honestly. Because I think they just collapse. Like for example, let's play with the idea, Rima. Let's say Pipa or
Mm-hmm.
Tenma leaves Phase Connect. What do you think will happen to
Mm-hmm.
Phase Connect?
They're just gonna hire more Menheras, but I mean, it'd be a blow. I mean, people would ask why they left. I think the reason why they left matters a lot. Like in the small agencies, if somebody leaves because their contract was not enforceable or because they fucked up, the management sucked, or the whole agency turns out to be ran by one person, then of course that's gonna affect how if the other livers stay or not. But if Pipa leaves, I'd like to think that phase is still gonna, go on strong. Maybe they'll find another Pipa 2.0, another
Someone to fill the
Walmart
gap.
Pecora.
Yeah. So
She is what people call her that.
no, I mean, yeah, she runs with it though. She runs with it. So
Yeah.
if let's play with the idea still. If Pipa let's say wants to graduate, do you
Mm-hmm.
think the fact that if she leaves, there's gonna be a big fucking mess happening in Face Connect? Do you think she's gonna be held hostage by her own feeling of responsibility, like the guilt of what will happen to Face Connect if she leaves? Because I feel like that's very common.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that's going
Yeah,
to
that
happen.
is very common.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you leave a job, like sometimes you don't give your dismissal for a really long time because you're like, oh, you always put it for later. You're like, I feel bad for leaving. That's a common emotion. I think a lot of people might have that, but I don't think she would ever be held hostage by Sakana and stuff. He seems to be doing a lot for the girls.
No, I mean, yeah, I was talking more so that Pipa is gonna hold
Yeah,
herself hostage.
herself. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I got
yeah,
that.
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
ultimately that's gonna have to. I feel like in a lot of cases, the reason why a lot of small corpo or micro corpo VTuber agencies out there, the reason why they haven't collapsed yet, or why their big talents haven't left yet, even though that they're obviously going in a bad direction, is because of that guilt. I'm not gonna name any names, but I feel like there's just too many micro corpos with that same problem.
Hmm.
It's very
That's
unfortunate.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but in this industry, you kind of have to prioritize yourself. I mean, hey man,
I,
again, these fucking corpos, they're your friends until they aren't. You kind of leave a lot of people behind if you leave. Mm.
I wonder if there's that, but there's also the fact that you're like, well, shit, I've been working on this character for a year. Like, I can either keep building on this foundation that I already have, or I have to start over. And then you gotta kind of gauge whether it's worth starting over or not. I think Kyo leaving Nijisanji after only a year and a half because he mentions that he needs a fresh start
No, I think
is very telling
yeah.
of underlying issues.
Yep, but I think Kyo will be fine, or at
I
least in
think he
his
will. I
PL.
think he's
Yeah, he'll
gonna.
be
Yeah,
fine.
he's gonna thrive as an indie because he kind of has that personality.
Yep, and he's already relatively popular too.
Mm,
Kind of makes you part of me, honestly. Part of me personally. I feel like because the circumstances around Kyo graduating isn't as big or noteworthy as Salen.
yeah,
I kind of want Kyo to go bigger in his PL rather than how he is in Nijisanji, just so it can prove a point to a lot of the livers that you know, you still have if your personality shined, you still have a chance outside Nijisanji, outside
yeah.
whatever
The
corporation
grass
you're in.
is. Yeah, the grass might be greener there. Yeah, that's why it's very important to support these moves on PL accounts, and that's why I think it's important to become more open-minded and less of like a taboo to talk about these PL accounts because they deserve to have their audience follow them there.
Well, unfortunately, Rima, if that movement, if that fucking like let's say sentiment comes to pass, you're gonna harm the billion-dollar companies, Rima.
Oh no, oh no.
Shit.
What will they do
What will they
without the
fucking
money?
what will they do? Rico needs a new yacht, Rima. Fuck me, man.
Yeah, who's gonna keep? Yeah, somebody's gonna pay for the electricity bills in the yacht, bro.
Think of the
That thing doesn't run by
shareholders.
itself.
Jesus. You selfish harlot. Jesus, man. Stop me. It's bad for the companies. Yep. I feel
Yeah.
so yeah, ultimately though, we agree. I agree on that one. Anything that's bad for an agency, but in a corporate setting in a corporate environment, but good individually, I think any movement that has those in mind is ultimately a good thing. Because I feel like
Mhm.
too many VTuber agencies, they just take advantage of their talents a little too much.
They do.
Because
Yeah.
it's these fucking dumbasses who saw the numbers that Nijisanji, V Shoujo and Hololive picked up and thought that hey, we're gonna do that and we're gonna make a lot of money. They don't realize the underlying costs required to even like begin to start a VTuber agency, much less so how long they need to remain or how effort they have to put into their marketing to make it work. And even if they do
Mhm.
make it work, they're probably not gonna get like substantial returns until like a couple months to maximum a couple years. Because like a lot of people, this is something that I've heard a lot of let's say CEOs or VTuber CEO wannabes. I'm gonna tell you this one, Rima. A lot of them actually describe VTubing as pimping. Do you agree
What?
with that? Do you agree with that? VTubing is basically pimping.
No, I don't agree with that.
Why do you not agree with that? No, I'm not. I agree with you. I don't agree with that too. But let's try to explore why it's not pimping.
Well,
It kind of make
well,
yeah, surface level. When you don't think too much about it, yeah, it kind of sounds similar. But when you look too deep, when you look a little deep into it, no. So let's try to um uh let's try to dig into that, Rima. Why do you think it's not similar?
well, because if it was pimping, they could do so much more stuff that's that would generate a lot more money, like they do with the idol industry. I think I talked about it before. And I was surprised that Niji didn't do that yet. Like in
Oh,
some idol agencies, they do these raffles, and the winner of the raffle gets to have like a 5-minute FaceTime with the idol of their choice.
yeah.
So but the number of entry is unlimited and you have to pay for every entry. So the fans go crazy. They buy like 1 million entry tickets just to have a chance to like have a 5-minute talk with their favorite idols. So it's like, if they really wanted to pimp out their talents, they could do stuff like that. I don't want to give them any ideas, but there's a lot more they could do. And I feel like people, they just see VTubers and they're like parasocials and GFE experience, but
Rima,
there's...
are you saying that VTuber agencies should make fans pay for the chance of getting one of them to talk to a VTuber?
I'm not saying that.
Let's get.
I'm just saying it could get worse.
Yeah. Don't listen, Niji.
The Riku, don't listen.
Riku, shut the fuck up. Okay, no, don't do it, Riku. It's basically
they could do a lot more gacha.
Yeah, it's basically gacha, right? But for VTubing. Fuck, man. I feel like, holy shit, Rima. This is, if any aspiring CEO is watching this right now, we just opened a can of worms that we can't walk away from. We're gonna be personally responsible for this.
Oh no, we just opened a new timeline.
Yeah, shit. Oh well. But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
there's a lot more egregious stuff, but also the parasocial thing. I feel like people bank too much on the girlfriend experience, but they don't realize that there's a lot of large streamers, even male streamers, that don't necessarily flirt with their audience, that make a lot of money from parasocial fans. And parasocial doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Like, for example, Moist Critical, he sometimes criticizes parasocial relationships, but I'm like, bro, half of your fan base is also parasocial with you. We see him like as this friend that we could talk about with anything, and they're like, oh, Moist Critical, he's so relatable. And that's why people watch him. So you can also bank on that feeling, like that feeling of being, oh, you're a friend, you're somebody relatable, and that also makes people want to support you.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do not necessarily differentiate or make the difference that there's like parasociality is not necessarily a bad thing, But when someone says parasocial, everybody immediately thinks of the negative aspects of parasociality. I feel like that's the reason why, and not a lot of people realizes that sometimes the things that they criticize is also something that they kind of need to get their let's say online careers in order. Like what we said, like what we talked about in the last stream, right? We chat on people that get angry and don't do their research when something bad happens. They just read fucking, let's say, 4chan shitposts and run with it. And like rage bait. They go over rage bait and just fully believe it and then get acted on it. But at the same time, that's also kind of what we need, especially if we want to cover drama for the views. We also like kind of need that feeling, right? So I feel like in a way, everybody is a hypocrite, right? So I feel like, what do you think? Yeah.
Wait, let me think about this for a sec.
Yeah.
I think to do good content, well, the way I'm trying to steer my content now is to make people feel emotions. Like I want to tell a story, whether it's a good emotion or sometimes negative emotions, but they need to feel something when they listen to us. And obviously we got to stick to the truth as much as possible, or like our perception of it. And if we're not sure about things, it's good to clarify that this is like maybe a story that's in progress, or this is all the information I have so far. A lot of people used to get mad at me for featuring some 4chan comments, but it's like, we're not, I'm sure you do the same, or we're not necessarily taking our narratives from 4chan, but 4chan and Reddit are a good way to see what people are thinking about certain situations and how they view these situations and their reactions to it.
Well, apparently,
and for some reason, 4chan has there's always a little truth to how people are reacting in there, as we've seen recently. fuck, the schizo were right.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, after the whole Selen thing, I feel like everybody's gonna be listening to 4chan now, or at least taking a lot less salt whenever they listen to 4chan. And I feel like that's the bad. That's not necessarily the
That's the
ultimate bad
bad
thing.
thing.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's one negative result of what's happening of the Selen Tatsuki fallout, the termination fallout. A lot of people out there are gonna be taking a lot less salt whenever they read any rats that come out of 4chan, because everybody
There's
people back I don't know how when you started reading like boards for your videos, or like started reading, going to the thread to 4chan threads in general, but back then people just kind of disregarded a lot of 4chan rats. But then throughout 2023, 4chan rats have been consistently proven right. The things that used
boy.
to be the things that was posted as leaks but was immediately disregarded by a lot of Jannies or a lot of people there, and then those turned out to be true, like the whole fucking leak around the crisis drama. Do you remember that one?
The which crisis drama?
Niji crisis drama, or it's not really drama, but like the crisis leaks, where it originally Niji crisis was supposed to be 4 people, but like the fourth person got into an entire argument of a fucking shouting match with Nijisanji management, and because of that they got outed. Now it's like 3 the only people that's coming in is like 3 more instead of the original 4, the missing 4th member.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was not aware of this.
Oh well, now you do. It's like
Yeah.
it's those things in 4chan that gets proven over and over again. Those things, like, right, and because of those things getting proven over and over again, very few people are gonna be taking people's 4chan's word at face value now.
I think no, you have to do your due diligence. Like, I cross-references sources. I think if you hear it from multiple sources, that's probably a good way to verify if it's good from trustworthy sources. But yeah,
true, but nobody does that, especially when you're angry. Nobody does that. Yeah, we do that because it's our job. But how? I mean, come on. I feel like all of us have read a certain piece of news or seen a video that a random YouTuber is covering about a certain story, and then we just believe that YouTuber at face value, and we kind of trust them to have done their due diligence, even though sometimes they might have not done their due diligence.
Sometimes they don't. They don't. I'm just so scared of being wrong. I hate being wrong about things, so I actually do a lot of my due diligence.
I mean,
I'm even getting comments on my Niji video being like, "Oh, this age like sour milk," the apostrophe thing. Like, bitch. First of all, Selen has other comments where the apostrophe is not curvy, so that doesn't make sense. And we did always doubt. Well, we always thought that she might maybe be locked out of her social media account. But I couldn't outright say that. I can't just say that without any proof. So we're holding back a little in our videos because we have to.
We have to, yeah.
Until evidence comes out. I can't just go around and say random shit. I mean, sometimes I do talk about the different narratives because I think it's interesting to talk about them. But I have to always make it clear that it's not being proven yet.
Also, okay, yeah, speaking of that, do you believe that it was Enna tweeting the stuff that she tweeted recently?
Oh yeah, there's another apostrophe thing there. God damn it. We talked about it. I said I don't think I believe the apostrophe thing, but then
but
then there was more leaks of something. Something.
That's the unfortunate part. I feel like ultimately that's also, oh yeah, I think this is the ultimate negative result of the Selen Tatsuki termination. Fucking nobody can now trust anything that the livers are tweeting.
No.
Yeah. Although, okay, back then, during the Zion drama, not many Nijisanji fans took Zion's word. Because she made a fucking bad joke. Okay, who gives a shit? everything she said was still true. But a lot of people were disregarding a lot of the things she said because of the bad joke that she made. But then people still people so there was already a doubt planted in a lot of people's minds that okay, people management skinwalks a lot of the talents accounts. But
Mhm.
the Salen Tatsuki termination just proved that. And now any announcement made by any liver, quote unquote, I'm going on a vacation, quote unquote, I have
Yep.
tummy hort, so I can't stream because tummy hort. Tihi, I'm in Japan. Tihi, I'm traveling right now. Tihi, I have a medical appointment. Nobody is gonna believe that now.
Yes.
Anybody is gonna suspect that it's
Mhm.
all gonna be a suspension, a silent suspension,
I
because
mean,
of how. Hmm?
yeah,
Because of how.
as natural skepticals, we were already suspecting that everything was might be a self suspension. I mean, people even speculated that Millie was self suspended at one point.
Yeah, a lot of people were, and I believe that. I honestly believe
I
that. I
I
kind of
kind
agree.
of believed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was kind of a stretch, so I couldn't put it in my video, but it could very well be true.
I
But
mean, hey
and
man.
now they confirmed it. They actually confirmed it in their own announcement letter. That's what mind boggles me.
Hey, again, man. Actually, stupid announcement guy. Whoever makes their PR statements. Yep.
Maybe they fired him, and that's why they need a new Canadian manager.
Oh, you're cooking. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Probably. But you know what they should have done? They should have. Wait, actually, no. Yeah, that's the best course of action. I feel like because fucking Nijisanji, I feel like a lot of the people that they hire are like ESL people from Southeast Asia. I've always said this to my
Yeah,
chat too. This is a rat. This is a rat that I don't have any evidence of, but something I
me
absolutely
too.
do believe.
I've,
Like,
I've heard that read too.
yeah, because Nijisanji is such like so profit driven, they barely reinvest anything back into their talents and their agency. They just and they're like they try to min max everything to a point that it's actually like damaging them. So I feel like they actually
Mhm.
do hire like people from Southeast Asia because everything there is cheaper, or not just Southeast Asia, like South Asia or like Latin America, because
Mhm.
the people there are cheaper. I feel like that's what they do.
Yep. But you
That
need to have a manager that's physically there in the same country as you, in the same time zone as you. Like I know the Hololive managers, like they often are with their talents. They have to accompany them, like they make sure everything's fine
I
with
mean,
them.
yeah, that's why it's like it came as a shock. It came as a shock to everybody
Hmm.
when Nijisanji had that fucking management hiring thing based in Canada. Holy fuck. Yep.
Yeah, and I lost my train of thought.
No, it's fine.
Fuck.
It happens, brain fart. Yep.
Yeah.
And the financial
Uh,
reports. Okay, thank you KK1 for
yes,
the
the financial
financial
report.
reports.
That reminds me what I wanted to say. So you can also see the difference in the financial reports. Like I looked at the quarterly reports for Hololive the other day because I'm just a nerd. But
Hey man, we do the
they
same.
they make a lot less profit
Yeah, they
than
do.
Nijisanji. So there's that's the downside of it. They just make a lot less profit in general.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean
They make
Nijisanji's
that's
yeah.
the crazy thing. Nijisanji earns way more money than Hololive, but they barely
Mm-hmm.
reinvest anything back into the company.
Yeah.
Someone from my chat actually said this, but apparently there was one person, I forgot who it was. I think someone said that it was Parrot, or was it false, that apparently they have something that can prove that that talents only get that Nijisanji only reinvests as small as 10% back into the company or something, and that's like, what the fuck? For real?
Really?
I don't know. I feel like I forgot who said that. Parrot. Oh yeah, chat is saying it's Parrot. Okay, Parrot was the one that apparently.
Damn.
Yeah. So 10% reinvestment back into the company.
That's
That's
tiny.
wild. That's fucking wild. So
I
it's
heard they were building a new studio though, so that's probably gonna cost them a lot of money investment wise.
is that studio based on a yacht?
It might be, but that would mean inviting the livers on the yacht, and we can't have that.
I mean,
We
hey
can give
man.
them maybe 2% of the yacht.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
get that
yeah.
part.
We can't. Maybe they can. Maybe it's just, it's not a yacht. It's a small boat. The liver is gonna get into. But anyway, yeah. The where I'm going with this is that, yeah, apparently, from what people were saying, from a lot of people were leaking, because yeah, a lot of people were leaking this shit now. There has been a lot of insider information coming out of Nijisanji since this shit happened. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the leaks that come out. It's just funny that comparing that to how much Hololive puts into a lot of effort and reinvests back into their agency despite earning less just speaks volumes into where their priorities are, you know? We have the
Yep.
fucking 2.5 billion yen 3D studio that Cover Corp was heavily investing in. We have
Mm-hmm.
fucking and like the 3D stuff that comes out of of like the talents. Fucking V4 Mirai, um Phase Connect, Idol, and like Production Kawaii got their 3D first before fucking Nijisanji did.
I know, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's the wild thing. That's why it's like
I
knowing
think
all of
before Mirai might go far, actually.
yeah, same. But it's like knowing all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the company, the EN branch at least, I don't know how in JP they're pretty chill, it seems like, but in the EN branch, the company operations fundamentally are bad. How can you support the company at this point, you know? Like
I
how?
mean,
Like
yeah,
why?
if you want to support the livers and you're like, I'm gonna buy some merch, but you know that 98% of that merch money is going to the company and only 2% is going for the livers, it's like, why would you?
Yeah, it just makes me question where the fuck that money is going, you know? Oh wait, I know. We have to think of the shareholders, Rima.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the shareholders. Ultimately, it's the
Gotta
we have to think of the shareholders, not the company, you know? They're the ones that's suffering. They're the ones that actually took the risk. Fuck me. Shit. The next yacht. I fucking
get the
love those
next
memes,
yacht.
by the way. I fucking love those memes. Ever since the Rico yacht came, it took a lot of willpower to not say anything about that from my
I
videos or my
know.
streams. But now I'm able to talk about it throughout because it's funny. I can't hold back anymore. I find the memes very funny, and I encourage people
I,
to keep making them, especially
I
at the
mean,
expense of Niji and management.
it speaks volume on how people view the Nijisanji CEO compared to how people view Yago from Hololive. Like, I've been told or I've heard that Yago lives very humbly. He has like a very regular sized flat. He's reinvest a lot of his own money back into the company. It's just two complete opposite images of each other, and maybe the yacht thing isn't true because we don't necessarily have proof of it, or maybe there was, but it got wiped off the internet. Who knows? I couldn't find anything on it
Rima,
concrete.
are,
Yes,
are you saying that Yago cannot buy a yacht? I'm shit posting.
I
I'm shit
think he
posting.
would. I think he would rather
Are you
like
saying he's too
reinvest his
poor?
money
Are
back
you
into a
saying he's too
3D.
poor? Are you saying he's too poor to buy a yacht, Rima?
I
No,
feel
I'm
like
kidding. I'm
there's
shit
no
posting. I'm
way,
shit
right?
posting.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I want to think that Iago is doing amazing financially, but like when I looked at the reports, I was like, oh, they're not even earning that much, so it might very well be true. Hopefully his whole retirement fund, he's got a lot of stocks in his retirement fund is
True,
set up
true,
at
true.
least. The Iago best girl.
And I feel like at this point, right? Again, Niji JP is doing quite well. So like a lot of the EN people's memes around Riku, like Riku, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
deserves the things that he's been.
No.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us knows this, but I would just like to say it. I feel like we all know that it's not entirely fucking Riku's fault that Niji EN's management is so absolutely shit. But because Niji En doesn't have a face, like their management at least doesn't have a face,
Yeah.
nobody to point forward to, they don't have anybody to blame. They automatically put Riku in because they're the CEO and it's just funny. But the
Yeah,
memes are just funny. That's why.
I know, and I was trying to find out more about Riku, and I was looking if he made some at every appearance he's ever made on streams and stuff. He's appeared sometimes on the streams, but then there was like one stream where he was introducing himself or something, and I wanted to watch it, and then but it was paywalled behind the Nijisanji membership, so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna subscribe, and then I paid for the membership, and I clicked on the
It's
video,
gone.
and the video was gone. I was like, God damn it, Nijisanji, staying true to character as always.
And that's the sad part. It really is just the sad part. I don't know anything about Rico, chat. Okay, I don't care if he's actually the supervillain that a lot of people point him out to be. I love the memes. I kind of want the memes. Also,
Yeah, the
paywall.
memes are hilarious. I don't know how much power you actually have as a CEO. Like, I think there's when you got shareholders, you got a duty to your shareholders, and you also got to answer to a council that's like there to oversee the company dealings and to make sure that the company abides by some rule and like that there's transparency to the shareholders. So there's a lot of levels that you got to go through,
Yeah,
and you
no,
got to
that's
get like
true.
the approval of many people. So I mean, I don't have a business degree, this is not financial advice.
Yeah,
But I don't know how much power he's actually has. Apparently he comes from a really good family, and he's got like a rich father. He was like a
yeah,
trust fund baby.
yeah. He was.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, fucking. Oh, we're being tribalistic now. If I say, I was
Yeah.
about to say, fucking Yago over here, a graduate from Tokyo. Oh, wait, no, not Tokyo University. I forgot which university he graduated from. But here, fucking Yago over here actually built his business from the ground up. Because Yago actually has a very decent like history behind his stuff. It's
Oh,
actually really
really?
interesting. Yeah.
He's really interesting. I'm not trying to be a holo shill, but I think we are at this point. But hey, like you said earlier, if we've studied every single VTuber agency and we come back
Th-
and make the decision that
uh,
Hololives has the best practice, then I mean, it
Maybe it
was a
is. Yeah.
rational thought. Yeah,
True.
maybe it is. Maybe we're right about
True.
this. Maybe
Like
it's just facts.
chat, you have
Yeah.
to understand, chat. You have to understand. Rima came into the VTubing scene not knowing anything, or barely knowing
Mm-hmm.
anything about Hololive, Nijisanji, V
Mm-hmm.
Shoujo. She didn't know any shit about like company politics, how stuff works, and all that kind of jazz. But through
Mm-hmm.
the research of her videos, she came to the conclusion that Hololive is the best company in this industry, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
I think that speaks volumes to the reputation and to like the effort that Hololive has done to put their subs into into the good graces of the general fan base.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it comes down to that, I feel like. But it's not even a tribalistic thing anymore to point that out. I feel like that's just an objective fact now.
Yeah, same. It's very hard not to compare the two companies. I've had to like try my best not to compare the two companies in my video. I think I only did it once to explain like salaried and freelance positions. But even if you don't do that, Nijisanji still looks bad, and that also speaks volume.
Yeah, okay. I would just like to reiterate, chat. We're not saying that Hololive in general, Hololive in all aspects is bad. Okay, obviously there are
Mhm.
aspects of smaller companies where they do actually provide better perks. Like for example, Idol has better percentages and all that kind of stuff. We're talking about in general. Like we factor in multiple things: the scale, what they provide, the percentages that they offer, the perks that they offer, what they can do for you, and all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. Like again, obviously there are departments and there are aspects where other smaller agencies does better, but in general, we kind of just it feels like it's objectively fucking Hololive is the best VTuber agency right now. It kind of feels like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, holy fuck. Um, I was just scrolling through Twitter real quick. So um,
Uh-oh.
Nijisanji losing a lot of sponsors. Height PC apparently.
Oh yeah? Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that they were losing sponsors, but I didn't see anything concrete, so I wanted to know if this was a rat or tell me all about it.
Oh, I actually just saw it through Kyo and False's thing.
Ah.
Yeah. So apparently I'm going to assume that um I'm going to assume that a lot of other sponsors are going to follow. And not just that, a lot of the Nijisanji folk are losing a lot of subs too. Like yesterday, fucking Rosemi,
Mm.
my beloved Rosemi, fell under 500k.
Aw.
My fucking precious Rosemi, who's worked so fucking hard to reach 500,000, has now, because of this fucking tirade, this entire fucking drama, got that accomplishment robbed from her. And I feel sad about that.
That
Again,
is sad.
it really boils down to the whole thing, right? Because of the whole Selen thing, we don't want anybody in general that's innocent to be caught in the crossfire. But at the same time, it feels like, where do we hit Nijisanji where it hurts, but at the
Yeah.
same time leaving the talents out of it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, if we don't want to support Nijisanji, we don't want to support their product. What's their product? It's the livers. So what do? I mean, technically, unsubbing from the livers doesn't really dent them that hard. Like if you pull up the quarterly reports, there's a huge chunk of the graph that's just the merch revenue. So if we really don't want to hurt Nijisanji and hurt their bottom line, then just don't buy the merch. You can still buy it from third-party artists.
Yeah, so
But
yeah,
yeah,
just generally don't harass the talents, but maybe don't give them super chats, don't give them any money. But I feel like at the same time that still hurts the talents though. But again, it all
I
boils
mean, the
down to,
Streamlab donos are fine. Do they take cuts from the Streamlabs
50%.
donations?
Yeah, 50%, Rima.
Oh, they do?
50%. Yeah,
Oh,
literally there is
Jesus
nothing
Christ.
that Nijisanji can give that any I think any and every revenue stream that all the talents have, Nijisanji has a thing. Like, it's not like Hololive where if you produce your own fucking merch, you'll get the lion's share. In
Mm-hmm.
Nijisanji, they don't have the option to do that because whatever they do, Nijisanji will always get the lion's share. So it's like, fuck me.
The best thing then would be to subscribe to them on their PL accounts if they have one, and start like having people build their fan base there in case they want to jump ship.
Yeah,
See what I
true.
did there?
Yeah,
But
yeah. Jump ship.
uh,
Jump. Yeah.
and for the sponsor thing,
No, that the
the
sponsors
sponsor
hurt.
thing is like the sponsors don't want to touch anything that's remotely controversial. Like sponsors are known for that, and if there's any controversy with Nijisanji, they're probably just gonna wash their hands off of it and be like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. In JP though, again, Niji JP is gonna be fine with this. It's the EN sponsor that I think would be
Mm-hmm.
fine. I mean, to Niji Sanji, it feels like management at least. It kind of feels like this is It feels like this is something that they're not really considering, the fact that they're still pumping out that fucking hotel Niji Sanji shit literally after this whole debacle came out.
That was crazy, and there's voice packs with Solans that are coming out. Oh yeah, I think it's today actually. On the
What?
7th.
What? They released a
Wait,
voice
let me
pack?
look on.
Or
Yeah, but this was announced from January 31st that they were gonna do voice packs.
oh yeah, and then
And
they removed Selen from it.
did they remove Selen finally?
Yeah, I think they did. I think it was part of the Nijisanji, the hotel Nijisanji stuff too, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's still in the announcement but that announcement came out a while ago, so maybe they're no, it's
Oh wait, it's not hotel Nijisanji. It's
party voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gone. That's oofed. Teehee. But yeah,
Yeah, but they say in the announcement that she already got paid for the voice pack she did. So I don't understand. I thought that means you don't get a percentage from the voice pack money. You probably just get a flat fee.
huh. Wait, that's
That's kind of
actually
worse.
huge. That's actually worse though. What?
Yeah, that's worse. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, maybe
In the
okay.
announcement,
I would
they
like
say that they may still use Celan's merch that they've produced in 2023, but she already got paid like her share.
Okay, wait. Okay. I would like to believe that because circumstances are special, they would rather like pay Selen outright because she's gonna get terminated. But I feel like Nijisanji is actually greedy and like petty enough to actually make it so that the talents only get like royalties. Like they get like you know, royalties, or fucking don't get paid at all. Like only an upfront cost for voice packs. That would be fucking huge. That would be like an
Like a
outright,
flat royalty free fee. That's
yeah, like for
that's
example,
below industry standards for sure.
yeah, but Nijisanji has been going below industry standard for a while now. So that's
Yeah,
why
they have.
that's why I kind of think it's believable. I don't want to believe it, but fuck. Wait, can you link me that, Rima? We don't
I
want to.
linked it to you already.
Oh shit! Really? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see this shit. Okay, chat. Hold on. We're going to confirm right here. Where is the part where where you read that they
Okay, well,
paid,
if you do,
they paid Selen?
the announcement. That's from their announcement. Hold up.
Oh, from the actual
The
announcement.
graduation. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I skipped that one.
Wait, I'll find the part.
Yeah.
It's in the last page. I remember that because I did that yesterday.
Hold on.
And it says, okay, so please note that merchandise produced in 2023 featuring Selentetsky or including her in their lineup may be released
Oh
in
my
the
god, it's
future.
real.
Yeah, Selentetsky revenue payment for these has either already been completed or is planned to be settled by the end of February.
Oh my god, it's real. So does
No
that?
one read that far. They
Yeah.
all just read the drama stuff and then skipped this
Yeah,
part.
you're right. You're right. You're actually right. Holy fuck, that actually has a lot of bad implications.
Yeah.
We better, bro.
Yeah.
We better hope that that's just a reimbursement and that's not like every case for every liver. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's bad. If again, I'd like to believe that that's not the case for every liver. Just that this was special because this is different because it's Selen's. She got terminated. But holy.
Yeah, maybe if you get terminated, maybe if your contract get terminated, they have a clause saying that you won't get maybe the I don't know. This is just a narrative.
You'll be made
Yeah.
whole. Yeah, you'll be made whole.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Holy. That's actually very bad. I don't know what to make of that, but okay. But at the same time, I kind of believe it, knowing how petty they are and how greedy Nijisanji is.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. This is awful.
Yeah, I know.
But
we shouldn't be laughing, but here we are. I feel like it's so cartoonishly dumb. Like something we would actually see from like a cartoonishly evil corporation. But then it's actually
this
real.
is almost a parody of how to screw up a termination.
Holy fuck. Well, we see this shit, right? We see this shit, and then we also see the graduation that Pomu and Kyo is going through, and we kind of have to wonder why couldn't Selen get that? You know, fuck. It feels like I don't know the circumstances behind Pomu's graduation. I don't know why she decided to quit. I mean, fucking obviously, she said that she wanted to pursue other creative avenues, but I feel like
Kyo said that too.
Yep. I feel like there has to be more going on, right? There has to be. It really is Nijisanji being all of this. Fuck me.
Yeah, people are like, stop climbing on a wall for these graduation. It's like, bro, it's not that just one isolated event. This has been going on for a year. This has to point out to underlying issues. You cannot have so many graduations and so many bad news coming out from a single company and not say something.
What about humbug?
And
what about humbug, Rima? Fucking I don't care. You're only focusing on the bad parts. What about the good things happening in Nijisanji, huh? What about that, huh? Yeah, real. It actually
is. The copium is real. They're overdosing on copium.
Well, Rima, I feel like, again, one of the bad implications is that a lot of people are going to be blacklisted from Nijisanji because of this. Like a lot of people that
Okay.
spoke out, they're going to be blacklisted from Nijisanji because of this. Do you think that has like far-reaching consequences, or do you think that a lot of these people have outgrown Nijisanji? Nobody's scared of Nijisanji anymore. They don't care that they don't get to collab with Nijisanji anymore. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think even me, like at first I was like, oh, I'm uh who knows? I may want to in the future collab with Nijisanji or audition for them. I want to keep as many doors open. I think a lot of people had this mentality. But then once you see all this thing come out, and I did more research, and I was like, this is worse than I thought. Of course, I gotta say something. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. They're feeling outrage. So they're like, my personal goals or my personal benefits. I mean, the bad stuff outweighs the personal benefits that I'd have keeping Nijisanji on my good side. I mean, just fuck it.
Yep. Yep. Wait, you were thinking of joining Nijisanji?
No, like at one point, I just want to keep all of my
Oh,
options
okay.
open. I was like, who
Okay.
knows if I ever want to join an agency? Although I don't really see myself being any kind of idol of some sort. But it's like from all the agencies, when you think about it, Nijisanji is the one that's maybe the least idol-like because they
Yeah,
basically only stream.
they're not they're very let's say like generalist or variety more so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jesus, for a while there I was like, "Wait, Rima, are you serious? You wanted to
No,
join
no, no, no.
Yeah, it's
Not
like
recently. It's
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
since recently at all.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah. I got
who
that.
would at this
Hey,
point?
actually, me and Chat also had this conversation the other day. What you asked who would still join Nijisanji? Kyo made a poll yesterday asking if you would still join Nijisanji. There were like
And
4K people that responded. 13% of those said yes. That may not
oh,
seem much. That may not
okay,
seem much, right? But 13% of 4,000 is 500 people. You still have
okay,
500 people wishing to join Nijisanji after all of this shit. Which is, in a way, I guess it's understandable because, like, you know, for all the shit talks that for all the stuff that we say about Nijisanji, being in the Nijisanji in terms of numbers and in terms of, let's say, job security, not job security, holy fuck, in terms of like, let's say, elevating your career, at least temporarily, it's way better to be in Nijisanji than to be a
yeah,
nobody, you know? I kind
yeah.
of
You
get
could
that.
piggyback off of them. Who knows? Maybe you might pop off,
Yeah.
uh, and then you could. The plan would be to leave after a while and then take this audience and go somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel
Kind of
like
like a
yeah,
job hopping.
yeah, true, exactly. That's what I said to
Mm-hmm.
Chat earlier. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if there's anybody that wants to join Nijisanji at this point, bro, just fucking make a strat.
Mm-hmm.
Join Nijisanji, be passionate, involve yourselves with the fan
Mm-hmm.
base, grow a very parasocial, very passionate fan base, and then
Mm-hmm.
um like come up with something that'll eventually get you graduated. And then once you graduate, boom, just carry over the fans, steal
Yeah.
the fans.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all you have to do is message a higher up manager
Yep.
and you'll get in trouble for that. It's very easy to get in trouble with Nijisanji.
Yep. I feel like a lot of people will give us shit for saying that, but that's not something we came up with. That's actually something that a lot of people are already saying out online. The fastest Nijisanji strat is what they call it or something. That's not a plan we came up with. People are coming up with that idea, and the reason why
Oh,
people are
really?
yeah, and the reason why people are coming up with that idea is because Nijisanji has just outed themselves as a let's say a very easy company to exploit now. They're very vulnerable now. So instead of Nijisanji and exploiting their talents, now talents can exploit them. So
Mm.
teehee, tables have turned. The turns have tabled. So
Well,
very sad. Hmm?
well, it's just because they have like a super high turnover rate right now.
Yeah, that's also it.
Uh, it's like a speed run. Yeah, their main content is graduation, as goes the meme.
As goes the meme, indeed. But yeah, that's it's just it's a situation that I wish did not happen, honestly. But at the same time, if not Salen, anybody would have broken this camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody. Eventually, this was gonna come out. If it wasn't Selen, it was gonna be someone else. I'm just
Oh
somewhat
yeah.
I'm just somewhat glad actually that it's Selen, because Selen is like one of the more universally liked VTubers out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody fucking hates Selen. Everybody loves
Yeah.
Selen. The only
Yeah.
person
You
that
just made a video about that.
yeah, everybody that hates Selen is like, and the only people that hate Selen are apparently some gen mates of hers and management and Niji itself. Hmm.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's
How
hard
can
to
you hate such a sweet person? That's hard to believe. Those allegations. I like to believe the best in people, and
see.
this for sure was the most outrageous line of their announcement.
That's the
This is what shook the internet the most. Yeah.
I used to have the same outlook, Rima. The whole I want to
Mm.
believe the best in people part. I used to believe that. Now I don't anymore.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't anymore. Okay, it feels like okay, when someone says something or does something, I give them the benefit of the doubt, but I have to mentally prepare, you know, okay, you may mean this, but I'm also going to make preparations or like get ready for any circumstances in the occasion that you actually don't mean it the way you wanted it to mean, you know? I feel like even though not most people are not evil, most people are
Mm.
selfish. And it's like in this industry, if something doesn't benefit them, most likely they're not going to go for it. It's why
Yeah.
Selen is such a, let's say, a very special case, right? Someone that everybody
Mm-hmm.
loves because she's actually the exception. She's actually someone that would rather prioritize like her community over herself. Someone that's
Yeah.
not exactly selfish. Bro, the artists that Nijisanji refused to pay or was paying very late, she used her personal account. She
Mm-hmm.
risked doxing herself to these artists and trusted her with her personal account, with her like information that's out there. She did that because Nijisanji wouldn't bother to fucking do it themselves.
The
Like,
worst part is that one of the artists said, I'm sure they would eventually had paid me. It's just that bottom line is they were incompetent as usual. Shockers.
shocker indeed. It's actually just so terrifying
Yeah.
how that's the reality that we live in.
You can feel the ingenuity like radiating from Selene, and people like that are just very attractive, not in the sense of like people fall in love with them, just saying like people want to be around these kind of
Yeah,
people, they want to support them because yeah, like you said, it's rare.
yeah, it is
It's
rare.
kind of like Iron Mouse is like that too. Like I feel like
Mm.
she would go out of her way to help somebody,
And she did, and she does, and she does,
and she does. Yeah.
and she does. I mean, hey, she's essentially the reason why Kuro is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've seen the clips of Kuro saying what? Yeah,
Yes.
so that's basically it. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like we're not exactly too critical or let's say level-headed about the things that we're saying about Nijisanji right now, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a struggle. It's a struggle because time and time again we have given Nijisanji like a lot of chances, the benefit of the doubt. I think we talked about this. You and I were hoping for a Nijisanji redemption arc,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that's gonna come anytime soon. I'm still open to that happening in the future, but I'm not holding my breath anymore. Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to turn the ship around.
Yep.
As because it becomes so big and so bloated that every move they're gonna have to do in the company is gonna take a long time. There's gonna be a long chain of approval. I feel like they're not fast, they're not nimble. Like in a way, one of the best things that this company could do is get rid of of some parts of it that are holding them back and just revert back to focusing on their essential parts.
I mean, hey,
But that would
Rima.
mean, yeah.
Hey, Rima. You know what they say? The bigger the yacht, the harder it is to steer. We're having too much fun with
Yeah.
shitting on it.
Yeah.
I feel guilty again, chat. We feel guilty doing this. We really do feel bad, but we can't help but enjoy ourselves. It's too funny. It's too funny. The memes just it makes themselves. Yep. Well, I guess that's really about it, huh?
Content machine,
True.
content machine Nijisanji. But about the people lying, or not showing their true self, I feel like I I would believe that people wouldn't don't want to lie about things. Instead of lying, they would just maybe omit saying a few things or not show that part of themselves. But people
Hmm.
are accusing people of like straight up lying. That's a little hard to believe, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, hey, man.
Not everybody is like you think that everybody's like you, but they may not
In
be.
reality, they're not. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that feeling. Yeah, like you think they're just as, let's say, maybe level-headed,
Mhm.
maybe they're as empathetic, maybe they're as
Yes.
considerate, but then turns out a lot of people are just they're very selfish. They don't really
Yeah.
lift their finger unless there's nothing in it for them. Too many
Mhm.
people like that in this industry. I mean, hey,
Mhm.
that's the reason why there's like infinite. There's so many cases about a lot of VTubers being cancel happy for each other, like
Yeah.
mutuals being cancel happy, and then like someone gets dogpiled on Twitter, and then some random fucking person out there is gonna make their own outing ex VTuber saying
Oh yeah.
anything remotely bad that happened between them, and saying that I'm never gonna associate with this VTuber ever again because um they unfollowed me. They said something that didn't sit with me once, and ever since I just got the ick. Yeah. So going forward, I'm not. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about this. Please respect my privacy. It's like Jesus, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's clout writing, or when somebody gets thrown under the bus, then they become the internet's like plaything, and then it just becomes okay or cool to dogpile on that person. And that's also why I feel kind of bad for the livers being harassed. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Wait.
I feel like that it always sucks when that happens.
Chat. We're not gonna. We're not like approving or encouraging any harassment towards the livers.
Yeah, no.
Like we said. Until there is evidence, which so
Mm-hmm.
far there hasn't been any concrete evidence. Um, I mean, yeah, unless there is that, we can't really say anything. However, we can't deny that there is a harassment happening there, and you know, it's even though we don't approve of it, we have to acknowledge that it's happening, and it's unavoidable that that it's gonna happen. You know, yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
and I feel like at the end of the day, okay, aside from all the obvious arguments that people have already said about not harassing the talents, what I'll add is that at the end of the day, when you harass somebody, you're kind of sinking to their levels, and you're also contributing to a call out culture where everybody needs to watch
Yeah,
their back. So
yeah.
right now it might be them, but who knows? Tomorrow it might be me, it might be you, it might be somebody in chat. It's like, you have to think like, do we really want to live in a society like this?
We're
I
setting a
personally
precedent.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna set a precedent. If this becomes normal, chat, if this becomes normal, that's gonna be bad for everybody. Even though it's
Mm-hmm.
even though it's being done to a deserved company, to an entity, to a corporate entity that deserves it. I feel like once we go there, there's no going back.
Yep.
So it's
Yeah.
really hard. I really want to believe that a lot of people in chat are like silent observers and people that are also
Mm-hmm.
just laughing at the situation and covering it like
Mm-hmm.
like like me and Rima over here. But you know, we could we um would never encourage anything like that. Even with the recent things that's happening. Do we want to talk about Anna?
Do we?
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe when the time comes. Right now, we just don't know too much. We don't want to assume the worst, which is weird
Yeah.
because I just said that maybe I am a hypocrite too. I said that I want to believe the best in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. Wait, never mind. I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, but I still kind of want
Mm-hmm.
to do. So yeah, I feel like the whole Anna thing, as let's say as bad as it sounds, it's not necessarily evidence. That's not bad enough for me to implicate her. Though it does imply a lot. It does, oof, it does sound bad. It does sound bad.
The
Me
tone
personally.
was bad,
Yeah.
but I feel like there was
Itself,
no
in of itself,
evidence
yeah.
in of
It's not
itself.
it's not a
Yeah.
hardline evidence. Yeah, it's not hardline evidence.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
yeah, I think that at the end of the day, just the best thing everybody can do that's like a net positive is just to go support Doki Bird. That way, it's gonna show that the grass is greener there, and no one gets hurt in the process.
yeah. I mean, hey, if again, even though we say that, even though we discourage chat from saying that, you guys are gonna do whatever the fuck you want, right? It's like even
Yeah,
yeah, you guys are still gonna do whatever the fuck you want,
that's
and
why I don't bother with disclaimers anymore because it's just people don't fucking care about the disclaimers anyway.
yeah, nobody cares a fuck about the disclaimers. Yeah, so
It doesn't stop anything.
at the end of the day, chat, even though we don't approve of it, you guys do whatever the fuck you want. We're just saying we don't approve of it.
Yeah.
But hey, it's good that at least fucking Doki Bird 315k subs, baby. Holy
Yeah,
shit. Yep. 300.
that's
That's
wild.
wild. The last time I actually checked, she was like 10k subs. Or was it? Yeah, she was like below 10k subs or somewhere around there. Jumped to 300k within fucking like 3 days, 2 days. Shit, man.
I actually
Sheesh.
wrote it down last night because I was doing the research for my video, and before the whole thing, she was at 9K.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
in one day she got 206K subs, and then the next day it was 75K subs,
Let's
and it's still
go.
climbing.
Yep.
Hmm.
Oh, by the way, Doki Bird stream chat starts in like 8 hours from now.
Oh
So,
yeah, I can't wait
yeah,
to watch this.
yeah. I unfortunately won't be able to watch it, Rima. So do update me
Mm,
on that. Yep.
I will. I will. You
Yeah.
know me.
Yeah.
Gotta give you all the juicy details.
Yep.
But
I wonder if she's gonna say anything though. That's my question. I wonder if she's gonna say
maybe
anything here.
she'll want to move on. I have a feeling, but she said no more tears and stuff. I want to laugh. So maybe you'd want to move on if you were
Yeah.
in her place.
Yeah. I feel like if she does say anything, it's gonna, even though a lot of people quite honestly myself included want her to say more about
Mm-hmm.
the topic, it's bad for her health, it's bad for the community in
Yeah.
general. Yeah, so ultimately we have to do what's best for her and not necessarily what we want. It's her.
Even if she drops a hint, people are gonna run with it.
Yeah, people are gonna go ham wild,
Oh
happy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the sad part. But hey, I guess like what she said, we're gonna have to move on from this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we are gonna move on from this, but we're not. No one is gonna forget. People, the general VTubing community is not gonna forget about this anytime soon, because unlike the Coco situation, this was unlike the Coco situation where it's only affecting Hololive, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
was during a time where Hololive was not that big yet. Right now is an entirely different circumstance. Everybody will remember this. Everybody will probably remember this in the next like 2, 3, 4 years or so. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with them is that they keep messing up. And like you said, this has been going on for too long. Hololive kind of, turned things around pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They realized they messed up and they did damage control.
Yep.
But Nijisanji, with every damage control they try to do, I feel like they make things worse.
They don't do damage control. That's the thing. Like, okay, chat. Okay, chat. So for reference, back in the heyday, like in early 2020, in late 2020, I mean, like the golden age of Hololive, um, Hololive fucked up, right? I fucking hated Hololive back then. Like when all the things that happened to Coco happened, I fucking hated Hololive. I was also in the same boat with a lot of Nijisanji fans right now, where I don't want to support this shitty fucking company, but I like the talents, I don't.
Mhm.
So what I did was just I was still watching them, but I fucking refused to like let's say say anything or make any support in like financially and all that kind of stuff, but I still watched the people that I liked. But the difference between that and between this one is that in the golden age of Hololive, the bad Hololife's bad connotation, bad reputation was relatively fixed around, like, I would say maybe June, April of 2022, 2021.
Mhm.
So like imagine this. From August to April from August 2022 to April, they managed to turn their reputation around during that time span. Nijisanji, this shit has been going through an entire fucking year and nothing has changed. Zero fucking
Yep.
damage control. The only damage control that they did was like their talent saying something about, hey, Niji is not that bad, Niji not bad. You think that's not enough? No, that's not enough. There has to be like substantial change happening. Yeah.
Yep.
Like instead of getting better, Nijisanji got worse. That's the thing. That's the difference. That's why it's so
That is
weird.
very true.
That's why it's so fucking weird. So it is what it is. Cover Corp actually turned their yacht, sorry, not yacht, their ship around
Yep.
relatively faster and to a better angle, to a better course corrected
Yeah,
themselves.
they
Mm.
did better content. I think they had like one of those concert that was scuffed and people complained about it, and you know what? They just took the L and they did better
They
with the
did
next
better.
one.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But hey, we're here. We are here. And right now, what do you think is gonna happen to Nijisanji going forward, Rima? To
Well, I was
ev-
gonna ask you, what do you think Niji needs to do to salvage their reputation from here, because it looks really bad now. I wonder if this is actually like, I'm seeing a lot of tweets. I think Kyo tweeted, "Is it over for Nijisanji? Artists are boycotting them. You know,
yeah,
sponsors are pulling out."
yeah.
Do you
Um,
think they can come back from this?
in my honest opinion, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think this is gonna be the final yab for Nijisanji EN. I really don't think so.
Certainly not.
Yeah, I think long term, Niji EN is somehow gonna be like a walking zombie. Still alive, still
Mm,
trudging along, maybe retaining some numbers, maybe having a little bit of improvement numbers wise, statistic wise, but I don't think they'll ever truly like die, you know?
mhm.
I don't think they're gonna go like what happened to Project F where they just collapse. What happened to fucking Tsunderia
Mhm.
where they get so underfunded and lack so much operations to a point where there's literally no point in having the EN branch anymore. I don't think that's gonna
Mhm.
happen. Not anytime soon, at least. I think for now, what they're gonna do, or rather, what they have to do, is take this massive fucking L
Mhm.
and revamp their operations. I don't know who is responsible for the bad management and maybe
Mhm.
like whoever are the bad like let's say like the bad apples in their management, the people that's like making a lot of, let's say, financially decent decisions but at the cost of the talent, those guys, there needs to be a balance between those. Some people that have those mindsets needs to be fired, replaced with people
Yeah.
that are actually passionate about the livers themselves. And I'm sure, right, chat, I don't want to
Mhm.
generalize when we say that Nijisanji management is bad, we don't literally mean all of it because
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people, there are managers in Nijisanji that are also passionate, people that actually care about their talents, you know? Like
Mhm.
they take care about the talents that they're assigned to. 100% there are people like that.
Yeah. 100%. There's some managers that are totally fine in Nijisanji, or so I've heard.
Yeah, so if
It's the bad apples that are hurting the company or the people making the decisions at the top.
Yeah. So if there is like, let's say maybe a higher up, like maybe the main general
Yeah.
manager or whoever the fuck is responsible for
Mhm.
making the all these decisions and not cooperating with the other talents that well, if there is that someone, whoever that one is, they need to be fired.
Yep.
That's all. What they need to do is take the L and just improve. That's all. Don't say anything. Just literally pull what was the creator for No Man's Sky again? Hello Games. Have you seen the Internet Historian video, Rima? I would suggest it if you haven't.
No.
So
Okay, I'll watch it.
yeah, so basically there was this video game company. Hello Games, who made
Mhm.
No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky was an absolute shitfest that bombed. Everybody hated it, and the reason why it that happened was because it was so absolutely terrible, and they hyped it to an absolute degree to a point where they couldn't even keep their promise anymore. So when
Oof.
it got released, it was so absolutely terrible. Everybody was harassed. There was like death threats sent to the managers. But you know what they
Oh
did?
my god.
They took the massive L head on and slowly improved. It took them a
Okay.
couple fucking years to do it. But if Hello Games can do it, Nijisanji can fucking do it, bro.
True.
It's Nijisanji is not it's not yet over for Nijisanji as much as what a lot of people will do. Nijisanji is still salvageable. They just have to course correct. That's literally all about it. How they're gonna course correct will have to be like, there has to be someone in there that's actually passionate and actually gives a shit about how people perceive them. But something has to be done.
Well,
That's
it.
literally
I
all
think
about it.
they will course correct if the only currency that speaks to them gets hurt, like money.
Yeah. Hit them where
If
it
the
hurts.
money goes down, yeah, then they'll be like, oh shit, maybe we need to do something, maybe we need to change stuff. And the shareholders, if they feel like the company is not being operated successfully, they have the right to demand that changes are made in the management and the higher ups too. So that could be something that happens. So if the sponsors go down, if the merch goes down, I mean, I don't know how much EN exactly will affect their bottom line, but
Not
we'll
that
just have
much.
to see in the
Yeah.
quarterly report. Yeah.
True, but not that much, I imagine. I said this multiple times. The branch, as big as they are to us, it's not. It's
Yeah.
quite. It is like important to the finances of Nijisanji, but ultimately their bread and butter is like JP. And again, JP is doing fine.
But
So
how is GP not hearing about this scandal though? There has to be GP people that hear about this and that feel outraged by
because
this, no?
Nijisanji JP and Nijisanji AN are not like Hololive EN and Hololive JP, where the community is that married to each other. Because
Ah,
because the reason why Hololive got popular and got attracted so much EN fan base was because of JP clips. Nijisanji did not get to have that. Nijisanji built their EN fan base off of EN instead of JP. So like the marriage between the two fan bases
okay.
are not there. It's not as intertwined as Hololive. So that's
Mm,
like there's a the line there is much more thicker, very separate.
okay.
They don't care. Yeah,
It's a
that's why it's
difference
there.
in culture.
Yeah. And again, a lot of people don't know like the previous stuff that's happening in IGN. That's why a lot of like you've seen a lot of the posts from JP people like defending Nijisanji for this shit, right?
I haven't seen those actually. I've just seen the one I sent you with the dick
Oh,
measuring contest.
oh shit. Yeah, because it exists. There's like a lot of JP people out there like saying that, oh my god, fucking Salon deserved it because she didn't follow the rules, you fucking dumb foreigners. Yeah, people are actually saying that. And I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like,
what the announcement was for. That the announcement was to convince the people that she didn't follow the rules and she deserved that. But I didn't think anybody believed it.
well,
That's
never,
crazy.
yeah, not everybody in JP, because again, JP doesn't know the
Mm-hmm.
previous precedents and contexts that happened. So, teehee, teehee indeed.
Teehee. Yeah,
Yep.
14 centimeter contest.
Well,
I
yep.
see some people in chat have seen that
I mean, hey, man. I mean, hey, it's funny. It's funny. That's all we're gonna say. Yep.
one. Yeah.
It is what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess that Jesus, I feel Rima, I feel like this if just turned into a fucking Nijisanji shitting stream instead of a fucking. I mean, we did talk about graduations a little bit, but I think we mostly just talked about Nijisanji. Huh?
I mean, I feel like a line has been drawn in the sand, and people are picking their side. And yeah, there's been a lot less nuance in the past few days.
Yeah.
And everybody that has, like, I'm sure we're going to get criticized from even the little bit of nuance that we added on some things because people really want to be angry. People really want to find somebody to blame.
Well, unfortunately, yeah, it's because it's become that whole fucking if you're not with us, you're against us thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which is
Uh,
it kind of boils down to that. Honestly, there's always going to be like a point in any conflict where it does becomes like that, and I feel like in this case, it is like at this point, it's either you support Nijisanji or you don't anymore. That
mhm.
draw that there people have been setting that hard line, and generally speaking, I don't know about you, Rima, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna support Nijisanji for the foreseeable future.
No, I mean, I think we were already not really supporting them. Uh,
Don't out ourselves like that. Come
okay,
on. No,
well,
it's fine. It's fine. It's
shit.
fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's
I
fine.
mean, they got my membership on their main channel because of that one video that I try to watch.
yeah,
So,
it's fine.
uh,
Everybody knew anyway. If we everybody fucking knew that a lot of content creators, a lot of people that were in the know, we have stopped supporting Niji En as a branch and as a company for a while now. If you read between the lines of what we said, of the content that we were making, you would have already pieced that puzzle together. Mm-hmm.
I feel like we hear a lot of stuff from other industry professionals, of people who work with them, that of course changes your view on it. And like I said before, we were even holding back on a lot of stuff that we put in our videos. So
Yeah,
um,
we do need to
it's
hold
not like
back.
we didn't try. We did try to give them the benefit of the doubt. There's still, regardless of our opinion on the company, we try to be like as factual as possible. But it is what it is. The facts are just staring at us in the face now, and we can't ignore them, and no one can ignore them anymore.
Yep, the facts
Like
say
somebody's life was put in danger almost. She ended up in the hospital, and that's horrible
it is horrible. But hey,
because of your work.
yep.
Like,
Well, I guess this is the reality we live in right now, chat. It is. It is.
yeah,
So that's the
it's
sad part. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Rima, anything you want to say about graduations? You know, I'm going to do the whole thing. Please wrap it up. Um, because please wrap
We
it up.
need to go on an ad break soon. Yeah, I think I've said that. I've said everything I had to say. I just hope that this Celan successfully moving from her official account to her PL account, and like transitioning from a corporate VTuber to an indie VTuber, the success of this inspires other people maybe to do it in the future and not be so scared to leave their agency if things aren't working out. So I hope this sets a precedent where the community and VTubers stick together and boost each other and help each other once they try to move on and reincarnate.
Rima,
There we go.
did you just say
What?
VTubers sticking together and being supportive of each other?
Oh, come on.
but yeah, no, I know what you mean. Maybe we're just too cynical, or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But yeah,
We are too cynical.
we are too cynical. But hey, the things that we've seen in the industry, I feel like that would turn anybody, like even the most
Mhm.
starry-eyed, very positive, very innocent soul cynical. Shit.
Even the hardest Niji stands are done with the company.
Yeah, true. Anyway,
Hmm.
I guess that's really all about it,
Mhm.
Rima. Again, chat. I can't read all the super chats right now, so in my actual birthday stream in February 9, I'm going to read all of your stuff. Um, so hopefully a lot of you are still gonna be there. And Rima, any last? Holy shit! That sounds like I
Last
was
words?
gonna.
Am I dying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to say that. It feels like I was gonna kill you. And any parting? Wait, that sounds worse. Wait, do you have any final? Wait, do you? Wait. Huh?
I don't have any wrapping statements.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm good.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, chat, that's really all about it. Thank you for anybody in the chat for coming into the stream. Rima, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for
Tomorrow,
having me.
yeah,
Mhm.
tomorrow, same time that we streamed right now, we are going to be doing a fucking drama tier list. That shit's a long time
Oh
coming. My
shit.
last drama tier list was like 2 years ago, back in 2022. So like a year and like a couple months. So it's like with all the developments that happened, that's gonna be quite a spicy one.
Ah, there's a lot of new drama.
Yep, and we're gonna be ranking all of them.
Very spicy,
And
very
again,
spicy.
Rima is joining that one too. So yeah, I would appreciate all of you guys going to that stream too. So anyway,
Yeah.
chat.
Be there or be square.
Yeah, that's really all about it. Bye bye, Rima. Bye, chat. See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Thank you